Speaking of Horses would like to thank the people who have made Speaking of Horses TV possible. To Equessentials, all your horse grooming, coat and care products specifically designed for your horse. A thank you to King Barns, custom-built barns, any style, any project you'd like. Get a hold of King Barns. To Overland Carts, if you want that versatile utility cart for your stable that can do anything, check out Overland Carts. Stall Butler, a unique design on how you can muck your stalls and save 90% of your shavings for reuse. Check out Stall Butler. And Eagle Erie Equine, modular systems for saddle racks, tack bars, and the like. Totally organize your tack room with Eagle Erie Equine. Thanks to all of these fine people who make Speaking of Horses possible.
Hey, we're here in beautiful Doswell, Virginia. We're at the Equine Extravaganza, and I'm standing next to an old friend, Debbie Metcalf, and it's Net Posse Stolen Horse. And, you know, you do a lot of great things with helping people find horses if they're lost, track horses and the like, whether they're lost or stolen. But you've got a brand new little thing here you're talking about. Tell us about that.
Brand new little gizmo here. It's called the Farm ID tag. It's a QR code that helps you get your horse home in seconds. And with this QR code, we've written a database for farmidtag.com. And if you have one of these codes on your horse when it's lost, say if it bucks you off, runs down the trail, or if it's in your mane when there's a disaster that strikes, somebody can come along with their cell phone and they can hover over this, they can read it, and it pops up information right away and tells them exactly who the horse goes back to, and even has pictures of the horse.
Wow. Well, you know, everybody sees these little codes, the little squares with all the squiggly-like lines in them. But, you know, we know that you microchip horses, and, of course, microchip stays with a horse forever. But if your horse would be lost or flooding or whatever, we've had some flooding issues recently where horses just kind of showed up in other places, shows up in the yard of somebody that is not necessarily a horse person, they wouldn't know to look for a microchip or to think about scanning for one. But that, hanging on a collar, hanging in the mane, they'd know that had some merit to it.
Yes, they would. You know, we always like microchips, but one of the biggest complaints we get about microchips is that you can't see them. Now, that doesn't bother me a bit because it's the VIN number that goes with my horse everywhere, and he's not going to lose that. But this little tag is kind of like it fills in the gap. So for the people that has to have something visual, so you just get the little tag, you program your information in on a database, and then you hang it on your saddle when you go riding, or you hang it on your bridle. You know, did you know that most horses, when they buck their rider off and they're lost, still have their saddle on?
I would imagine they would, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they lose the bridle, sometimes they lose the saddles, but with the horses we've dealt with, most of them still have the saddle on, so it might be a good place to put it on the saddle. And whoever finds your horse, rather than take it somewhere else and not know where it's supposed to go back to, they give you a call.
And you know, even if you've microchipped, putting this on as a secondary alternative is not a bad idea.
No, it's not. I mean, your horse can't have enough ID to suit me because, you know, there's a gap in everything.
Right.
There's nothing that's perfect. So if this one does this thing, then something else does something else. And so you combine them all together, and then you come up with the perfect ID.
Well, you've had some good seminars here in Virginia, too, right?
Yes, I have. I did disaster planning this time because, you know, we've worked with victims in Oklahoma. We've worked in victims in Colorado. And what we see are the victims after the aftermath. You know, we're not in on the planning part. We're in on the recovery part. Find the owner, find the animal. And there's a whole different world there that these people don't see. So when I do my disaster planning seminars, we don't just go over, get ready, do the checklist. This is what's going to happen if you don't.
Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure talking to you, and you got your little code there again. What's the card?
It's farmidtag.com is where you go to get your code.
Okay, farmidtag.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you register it there, and it's a wonderful thing. I get excited about ID. Yeah. I really do. And I get excited about
I can tell.
Horses. Can you tell? Every time a horse comes home, that's what pays me off.
Right. Well, thanks, Debbie, very much.
Thank you.
And you stay with us here on Speaking of Horses. We're in Virginia. We're at the Equine Extravaganza in Doswell. More coming right here.
Bye.
Free horse and livestock traders. Free horse and livestock traders.
What's up, couple hot dogs? It's more for him. You'll read them, he won't, so you got to stress it.
Charlie, tell us again what it was like to ride Secretariat.
Well, just like you driving your car, that you open your door, put the key in the ignition and hit the ignition and put it in the gas and just give him the gas, and you can cut that you radio on. Yeah. And put on my boy, the Billy Nestle and what his name is. On the road again, on the road again. And so that's who you are.
Those are the famous words of Charlie Davis, who exercised Secretariat many days, didn't you, Charlie?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He was. And so that's my favorite fan over there.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Bill Siebenauer, the owner of Barns and Stables. We're here at the 2013 Equine Extravaganza in Doswell, Virginia at the beautiful Meadows Farm. Barns and Stables is a modular barn company that builds barns, and we also do pre-engineered riding arenas. Barns we build are built by or manufactured by Choice Barn Company out of Midland, Texas. The benefits, there are many benefits with regard to modular barn construction. Among them are the safety features, in that the barns are specifically designed with safety in mind, and that they don't have any metal fasteners or screws or bolts or anything to the interior of the stalls. The other thing is that they're the barns are built to be fire resistant, in that there are metal buildings that with a zinc loom. But anyway, Barns and Stables is a modular barn company based here in Virginia, but we cover the entire mid-Atlantic area, all the way from Georgia to Maryland. And we build and design barns and riding arena structures. The barns we build are manufactured by Choice Barn Companies out of Midland, Texas. What we'd like to do now, I think, is take us down to a barn that we happen to have built here at the Meadows Farm for the State Fair of Virginia. Hi, we're back out here at the Meadows Farm, at the Meadows Event Park, and this is an example of one of our commercial barns that we've done. We are quite honored to do this barn, certainly on a historic property like this, where Secretariat and River Ridge were foaled and raised. But you can see the barn in the background here, and certainly we do everything from small run-in sheds up to barns such as this, a 150-stall barn. Again, this is Bill Siebenauer with Barns and Stables. You can contact us at www.newbarn.com. That's www.newbarn.com, or you can contact us on our toll-free number, and that number is 866-587-1803. Again, 866-587-1803. Thank you.
We are in Doswell, Virginia. Equine Extravaganza going on here. And I'm happy to be standing next to Tara Jones now. Tara, you're one of the featured clinicians here, so what are you going to be covering here at the expo?
Well, mostly I'm going to be covering some foundation and fundamental things that I use in order to get the fine-tuning for the performance horses that I actually train now. More so, I work on a little bit of Western, a little bit of dressage, a little bit of English, and I try to make it easy for everybody to understand. Simple, straightforward, simplistic.
Right. Well, simple is better because, you know, unless you're going to be the top trainer in the world, you want to be able to do some things, but you want to be able to do them at a level that you can do them. So, what's on the horizon for you? What's your next plans for training? I know you're gradually growing a business.
Yes. I am. You know, every door that opens is kind of an opportunity. I've had a lot of really cool opportunities in the last year or two. I really don't know what's next for me. I think I've just finished the Extreme Retired Racehorse Makeover Barrel Race. We ended up third in that. That was a lot of fun. It took me 90 days to take an off-the-track thoroughbred and teach her how to barrel race, so that was a lot of fun. I'm doing a lot of different classes at my farm in Telford, Pennsylvania. I just started an intensive course, which has 4 levels. I'm pretty excited about that. I have some students that have graduated that. And I also have started a 3-day bits and pieces clinic, and that's at my house now. So I'm trying to do some stuff at home and some other things that I can keep doing and not traveling so much.
Well, let me ask you this question. I know you were in that racehorse thing, so how'd that work with the retired racehorses and the barrel racing?
Well, everybody would always kind of think, and it was my excitement about it too, that you'd think off-the-track thoroughbred, they're kind of already racy, that might not be a very good sport for them because it's kind of fast, but I was very fortunate to be able to pick the horse that I wanted to use, so I kind of went after a horse that was a little bit level-headed and had a nice mind first, and I kind of based it off of that. And the horse that I use, Loops, has turned into my demo horse now, and I've been traveling with her, so her strength really isn't in barrels, her strength is in dressage. So we've been doing some dressage movement, and I hope to keep going with her and keep her out here. She actually appeared here at the expo, and she did really good for her first expo, so I was really proud of her. And that was a pretty good start for her. So I don't know what's going to be next for us, but I'm going to keep going with her as much as I can.
Keep your eyes open and keep looking,
That's
right? All right, so how do people contact you?
You can go to my website, which is tarajonestraining.com, and it's my schedule of events is on there. And you can email me, which is tara@tarajonestraining.com. And usually I try to update the schedule and the events. And I also I'm on Facebook a lot, so if you look up Tara Jones Riding and Training Tips, I do put free videos and little blogs up there that people can go to, and that if you want to request something, I can actually make a little video and post it up there. So I've been trying to keep up with that, but more than anything, my website or on Facebook is actually the best way to contact me.
Great. Well, tell you what, we appreciate you taking time. Now, we're going to give you just a little highlight here of Tara in action in Virginia. So let's watch her here at the Equine Extravaganza. Thanks, Tara.
Thank you.
Well, it's speaking of horses, and guess what? We are still in Doswell, Virginia, beautiful Doswell, and we are here at the Equine Extravaganza in Virginia. And Robin Hutton is my guest, and this is a story that when I saw this the other day, I knew we had to get this on camera. And I know you got a lot of plans to do more on camera with this as well.
Sure do.
But Sergeant Reckless. Now, give us a brief synopsis of this story about Sergeant Reckless.
Okay, Sergeant Reckless was the greatest Korean war horse hero that America has had. She was so heroic during the Korean War that actually Life magazine lists her as one of our all-time greatest heroes. And that's with Washington, Lincoln, Jefferson. And why they say that is because in one battle during Outpost Vegas in March of 1953, she made 51 trips up to the guns carrying ammunition for the Recoilless Rifle Company. And when you look at her, this is one of the pictures right here, you can see during the battle that she's carrying these rounds of ammunition on her back. And each one of those weighs 24 pounds. Now, a lot of times she would carry 6, 8, even 10 rounds up to the guns.
So we're talking 2,000-3,000 pounds.
Yes,
yeah.
Indeed. In this one particular battle, she carried 9,000 pounds of ammunition on her back. Most of the time, she made the trips by herself. And then she would also carry wounded soldiers off the battlefield if she found them going down when she was making her trip down the hill. So she was just amazing, just amazing.
Well, it's quite a story. Now, there is a book, right?
I've written a book. It'll be out in 2014, probably next fall. Next year I'll be here signing copies of it.
And I've also written a screenplay for it, and I hope to get a movie made of this incredible story. It's just really one of the great horse stories.
Now tell us, the capper to the whole thing is there is now a statue?
There's an incredible monument at the National Museum of the Marine Corps. It is absolutely breathtaking. It's a life-size, a little bit larger than life, because she was a little thing. She was only 13 hands high, and she was 900 pounds, but she was a mighty mare. That's what we call her. And the statue is 15 hands high. It's at the National Museum of the Marine Corps in Quantico, Virginia. And,
which is right outside D.C.
Right outside of D.C. Right. And there's an exhibit inside the museum as well. And it has one of her original horseshoes and a halter tag. And the statue is just breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking.
We look forward to, well, I look forward to in January. I'm going to go by there when I go to Baltimore. I'm going to go see the statue in January because I'll be right in the area. Yeah. But we look forward to the book and hopefully a movie. I mean, this is fantastic. It's a story. It's a wonderful story.
She loved beer.
Yeah, she loved beer. Well, I live in Wisconsin. There's nothing wrong with this, all right? The funny thing to me is that people don't realize that through the history of wars, up through World War II and Korea, we lost a lot of horses and mules and donkeys, a lot of equine.
Indeed.
As Civil War, we lost almost as many horses and mules as we lost people.
Yeah,
it's quite a thing.
Yeah, it really is. And in 1953, the Marines, she was the only horse that was used in the Korean War that I have found. And after that, they just stopped using them. But now they're training pack mules and everything for Afghanistan and everything at Pickle Meadows.
Well, I will say this as we sign off. Awesome. People don't realize it, but we still have a couple of horses on duty today in Afghanistan. It's the only way to get through the mountains.
Yeah, indeed. And they're trained at Pickle Meadows in Sierra Nevada in California. So
Robin, thank you.
God bless you, Wayne. Thank you so much.
Thank
it's been
you.
An honor.
Oh, this is a great story, so check it out. Sergeant Reckless.
We have a website and we have a Facebook fan club. Love to have you join us. There's a little video of her on there. You can see her story. It's a little 3-minute video, and it's just a great story.
Oh, that's a great story. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
And you stay with us. We are in Virginia. We're at Equine Extravaganza right here on Speaking of Horses.
Well, we'd like to take a moment and thank people who make Speaking of Horses TV possible. We want to thank One Source Nutrition, the perfect blend of nutrients to help your horse. It's One Source Nutrition. And Revitavet, equine light therapy for either toning up muscles before competitions or to promote rapid healing. You want Revitavet. Equine Savings. This program can save you up to 25% on tractors, stable equipment, yes, and even on barn paint. Be sure and go to Equine Savings and check it out. To Hoosier Horse Trailers, quality horse trailers, living quarters, you and your horse can ride in comfort. And Saratoga Stalls, classic equine stalls built specifically for you. Thank you to Saratoga Stalls. And thanks to everyone who makes Speaking of Horses TV possible.
Hi there, we're at the Virginia Equine Extravaganza. I'm Tim Myers with Timber Creek Equine, and I wanted to show you a little bit of what we have on display. We have some fine wooden furniture, solid wood furniture, that stores all of our equestrian needs, from saddles to saddle pads to helmets to girths. Everything you see here keeps it organized and helps keep the moisture and dirt off of your expensive tack. We have everything from the tall wardrobes to the saddle stands to the smaller trunks that you take to your shed. We have solid panel doors, raised panel doors, and all the moldings are 45-degree miters, and it's all solid wood construction with adjustable shelving. You can hang your show clothing. The saddle components slide in and out for easy access, if I can reach it. We have plenty of storage inside these pieces of furniture. You can keep them in your barn or in your house. The craftsmanship is just out of this world. So come check us out. You can find us at timbercreekequine.com. Send us an email. Check us out on Facebook. be glad to answer any of your questions. Give us a call.
Hi, my name is Amy Iafola, and I am with Triple Crown Nutrition here at the Equine Extravaganza in Doswell, Virginia. We are actually one of the sponsors for this year's event, and we're excited to be here and talk to our current customers as well as talk to potential customers who are interested in learning about our feed. So just a little bit about some of the Triple Crown products that we have. One of the things that we're kind of known for is a lot of our beet pulp and high fiber, high fat type feeds for performance horses. We do a lot of special type feeds for horses that may have special needs. One of our most famous feeds is actually our Triple Crown Senior, which is a 10% fat feed, which is a beet pulp based feed as well. Does really well for horses that are harder to keep weight on. We have a Triple Crown Complete product, which is a 12% fat, again for those higher performance horses that are harder to keep weight on, but we're trying to keep the carbohydrate levels lower and trying to keep the excitability level down on some of those horses as well. Our light and low starch products, again, are both low carbohydrate type feeds that we use. Light is specifically designed for those easy keeper horses, as well as our 30% supplement designed for easy keeping horses as well. Another two new products that we have is our Triple Crown TLC, which is our Total Lifetime Care. That is an 8% fat feed that is really designed for horses of variety of ages, a variety of performance levels, etc. And then our Omega Max product is a ground flax product that we'll use as a source of omega-3s for horses for anti-inflammatory, immune function, etc. Then something that we do that a lot of other feed companies aren't currently doing at this time is we actually manufacture our own forages. And we do have a brand new forage that just came out a few months ago called Alpha Lox. That product is specifically designed for horses with ulcers. And then we also, another specialty type forage product is our Safe Starch Forage, which again is designed for horses with insulin resistance, metabolic issues, etc. So you can check out our website. We're happy to get you more information. Feel free to give us a call, and thanks for watching.
We at Speaking of Horses would like to thank some of the people who helped to make Speaking of Horses TV possible. A big thank you to Equine Clot. Equine Clot is a wonderful product. Carry it in your saddlebag, put it in your first aid kit, wrap it on an equine wound. It immediately promotes clotting and is a great first aid tool. Thank you to Equine Clot. And to EquestraSafe, a complete line of equestrian riding products for trail, for arena, for wherever, from reflective vests, reflective headgear, tapes, signage, everything you need to ride safely and to be safe with your horse is available at EquestraSafe.com. Check them out. Thanks to all of the fine people that make Speaking of Horses TV possible.
Hi, Wayne. I'm Donna Martin, Blue Ridge Trailers in Ruckersville, Virginia. My husband Rob and I have owned and operated this business for 16 years, almost. Our job is, as we see it, is to educate Virginia horse owners that want transportation for their horses as to what will work for their horses, how they ride, their tow vehicle, and the newest technology in horse trailer innovations. We sell used trailers, we sell new trailers, we sell aluminum trailers, we sell aluminum trailers with steel frames. We handle manufacturers that incorporate all the features we think are safe and necessary to travel fun and safely with your horses. We also have a top-notch service facility. Rob runs our service facility with our fabricator Pete Krumholtz and Waylon Seal. They're all three Virginia State inspectors. We do Virginia State inspections, we do repairs, we do maintenance, we do customizations, we rebuild trailers when people have broken their trailer or they want a different configuration. And we have 4 service bays that allow us to do that. We sell tires and hitches We also handle warranty work for almost most manufacturers throughout the country. We're located on 29 north of Charlottesville, right in the middle of the great Commonwealth of Virginia, in a place called Ruckersville. Our website is blueridgetrailer.com. It's pretty comprehensive. Our phone number is 985-4151 with an area code of 434. And we welcome people to call and ask us questions because we see our job as educators. We want to teach people what they need to know about a horse trailer, and if we can help you find it, that's great. If we can help you find it someplace else, that's great. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to you, Wayne.